we're in the, like...
Yeah, now I'm like, I can't even walk straight.
Marcus, we need you on board D8.
We just landed. We are in the Uber right now. We're on our way to the Power Up Summit, and excited to speak. I actually was invited to speak by a great coach, mentor of mine, Sydney Fullen, who I coached with for years. And we're gonna be talking about leadership, gonna be talking about attraction, and ultimately looking to just inspire whoever's in the audience that's looking to grow an organization. So, you know, we're here checking in, just kind of getting the mind right. We just got back from Mexico last night. Me and Sano jumped on a plane this morning. So we're powering through, gonna go rock this event, high energy, let's get it, let's go.
Smell. The conscious mind. So every time.
Company in the nation called Pack Home Realty. Anthony Morell is going to speak to us today about recruiting. He's recruited 800 agents in the past 2 years in 8 states. Is that pretty good? So Anthony, come on up.
Yeah, so first off, thank you all for having me. And as I look around, I see so many familiar faces and just a lot of amazing people. So I'm honored to be here, I really am. Background before real estate, I was a busser in a nightclub. I was a busser at Surrender Nightclub, doing some promoting on the side. And I got into real estate. My wife one day, she was my girlfriend at the time, walks up to me in a pre-shift, and I'm sitting there, I'm checking my lighter, I'm checking my shoes, make sure they're shined, you know, belts on, name tags on. And she walks up to me and she says, hey, and she hands me a pregnancy test. And I'm like, holy, what the hell is this even, right? So like, completely freak out. And you know, my family had been in real estate, and at that time I actually went to work with Joe D. So at that moment, something just clicked. I popped my head up that day before the club opened, and I just looked around, and I'm like, you know, we're gonna have a baby, and we have a, you know, I'm literally looking at my girlfriend, and I'm like, 9 months from now, a baby's gonna come out of there. I gotta change something up. So that was how my real estate journey began. Coldwell Banker in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
Look at where the blower's at.
He's telling me he's like, you need more, except speaking straight.
Jared, no more speaking straight for you.
You know, when you get to a place where you're like, man, I'm starting to like figure this out a little bit. Like, I'm starting to get some, like, I got some game myself, you know, and that's, I would say more than anything is that. It's like helping agents stuff like that. And then, you know, we've had some agents that have had some big success.
And that's what fact is. They end up separating from
All right, so we just wrapped up, was just on stage at the Power Up Summit. Truly a full circle moment. I was actually speaking on stage with one of my original coaches and mentors. We started working together in 2015, and Sydney was really a catalyst for me. I was doing production, really involved in selling real estate. And it was cool that she was able to look back up my notes on like our first call. She brought that up on stage, which was awesome. And she was the one that really started to help me in leadership and start to evolve. So I remember our first calls were really moving from what I would say was more like egocentric, right? And really, it was all about me type of a thing, and like my production and me taking listings, to really starting to see how I could use my story to then begin to attract and begin to recruit. And that was back when I was leading offices for Intero Real Estate Services. You know, then went on to be a regional VP for Corcoran Global Living. So really kind of going back through the last 11 years was kind of cool, you know, and I think it really just reminded me of the fact that whatever it is, if you wave a magic wand and you have an idea, or you have a picture of what you want your life to look like in 5-10 years, then slowly but surely you'll start to you know, attract and you'll start to magnetize the right people into your direction that are going to help you accomplish those goals. So being up on stage with her, it was about 30 minutes or so. We talked a lot about how recruiting attraction has changed over the years, as well as how retention has changed over the years, and different principles that you could utilize and implement into your organization in order to help your organization grow. So in Scottsdale, AZ, we stopped at Butters. We're getting some food, coffee, we got the honey, and getting ready for some eggs and avocado. Let's go!
What do we got? What do we got for breakfast?
Oh, the go-to. Okay, we got 6 eggs, coffee, avocado, yogurt, blueberries, fire. But the key, honey.
So, I'm going to take off on the Bravo to the baby team. Oh, yeah.
All right, so we just came to a venue to check it out. Why? Because the venue that we had two deposits down on in Arizona canceled on us and basically told us that they are not going to be able to host us. They got some construction going on. You know, most would freak out. I think the world is in perfect order. We've got a great group. They're willing to make, I hope they're willing to make some adjustments, but we're here, just checked out a beautiful space, and I think that it's actually going to work out a little bit better. So it's just, you know, the world is in perfect order. I'm sure it'll all work itself out. But again, this space is beautiful. You know, it was really nice. The room is great. Kind of interestingly enough, the setup I think would really work for us, as well as they have a couple of restaurants that are here local to the hotel. So when guests arrive, they don't need to go far to get food and all that good stuff. Coffee, there's a Starbucks here on site. So obviously, you know, with us being in Arizona, we lean on some of our leaders here to let me know direction wise how far away it is or how close it is to where the Arizona market would want it to be, and they all affirm that it's a good location. So we'll see. We're working out the details right now on if this is going to be the place. The world is in perfect order, and even when things are not going your way, they're going your way. So if you just have those two mindsets, things typically tend to start going in your favor, that positive kind of outlook. And we're looking at the venue for Inspire 2025. Inspire is our planning event for 2026. So we're bringing in agents from all across the country to basically come in and plan and be inspired for the vision that they are working towards, that they're being pulled towards in 2026. So for many of you, you've never walked into a year with a actual plan. You've never walked into a year inspired. You kind of just start. If you're anything like me, before I started doing these types of things, you walk into the year on January 1st and you say, this is my resolution and I'm going to attack it now. I have a different perspective on that. My perspective is I want to start and get momentum, and I want to build into it. So I want a good, solid 6 to 8 weeks to really start to gain traction on some of the things, right? My finances, my business, my health, my relationships, some of the goals that I've set. I want some momentum going into the year, because when you have momentum, it's really hard to mess with momentum. So for those of you that are out there that are watching this and you want that momentum, then join us, Inspire 2025, and it's going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Look, he's getting it.
Looking over the Chicago skyline.
Is that going on the vlog?
Regather and almost like not pull away necessarily, but just be able to just give yourself the space to go out and grow independently. However, you know what works, and everybody is allowed to still continue to grow and still continue to build.
And I want them to step into their powers, right? Like them leaving, and then you guys eventually step into your powers. Like it's a trickle down effect. It's not just like us doing it. It's like, no, it's all of us. Like, you guys have stuff to share. Like, you're gonna have value. It's not just gonna be us. I don't want to be the one doing all these meetings all the time. Like, you guys have more. I learned from you guys. Like, I learned from you in the last year. I learned from you. You're like, oh, I'm going to get builders. I'm doing this. I'm like, I never thought about that, right? Like, so you guys are gonna have the same stuff. Like, trust me, it's a process. Like, if you saw them a year ago, you would be like, oh no, they're not. Like, it's so you guys don't think yourselves there yet. But you will be there, just through osmosis, like hanging out with us. It's gonna happen.
Meet people and out with them, right?
It's great.
Same service, but I was getting a smile on the face and a good review. So I'm kind of in the stage and I'm excited to see what everybody does, just to see how it takes it to be my strength, what's going to be my strength, what's going to be my efficiency. And you're how you're going to go about it. Yeah.
All right, we're at the airport. Great day in Arizona. It's crazy. We got back from Mexico. We jumped up. We just got to Arizona this morning at like 7:30, 7:50 a.m., something like that. Went straight over to the Lion's Den, Andy Elliott spot, which is pretty cool. I think probably the coolest takeaway from being there was, I haven't met him or anything along those lines. However, I saw when we walked in, like just to the right, they had a whole gym set up. They had mats there, and there was kids that were in there training, like jiu-jitsu and things like that. So it was really cool to see that. Like, I think that's dope, to have a gym at your, like a dojo almost at your office was something that was really cool. Without even meeting him, it just shows me that he's a provider and a protector, and that they're training and they're working on those types of things. So I thought that was really cool. Got up and spoke, and really just shared. I was asked yesterday on the way back from Mexico, do you know what you're going to be speaking about? And I had a rough idea. I pulled a couple slides together, but really just wanted to come from the heart, and just share. And hopefully, based on the response that I got, on Instagram, there was a difference that was made, which was pretty cool. So, and then we got to do what I love doing most, which is hanging out with agents, new PAC family members, and just getting to know them a little bit more. I think it's one of the processes that I love the most is meeting a new agent that's just joined PAC and getting to talk to them a little bit about their goals and kind of where they are and then where they're going to be going. And so, meeting agents and sharing with them little things that I learned when I was coming up in the business in years 1 through 5, 1 through 10, that really just, took me from, okay, I'm going to make $100,000, I'm going to make $500,000, I'm going to make $1 million, those little nuances that are the difference makers that end up really collapsing time for them is huge. And we had a round table at dinner, and we were able just to really break it down and get to know kind of some of the goals that they had. So it was really awesome experience. Ivan brought me and Sano back to the airport. Ivan is my go-to, kind of always volunteers to bring us to the airport type of a thing. So that's always been cool. And now we're here. Our plane just got here. Gonna take some time to read. And let's get it.
Where are we going?
Oh, we're going to Utah. We're on our way to Utah right now. We're gonna be opening in Utah. So we're going to Utah. We got some things that we gotta get done, some documents that we gotta take care of, and some processes that that we gotta get handled, that the great state of Utah requires you to be there. So that's what we're doing. Let's get it.
Yes. White is doing
All right, we are here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So excited. We had an eventful morning. I'm with Abril, and we went to the bank. We got the account set up as she's going to be our broker of record right here in Utah. This is the first video ever being created on October 8th, right? 2025. So we're so excited. We just had breakfast at a great location called Eggs something. It has eggs and steak for sure. Abril, tell me, how do you, feel about today and just bringing PAC to Utah, and why?
Well, I'm really excited. Definitely, I'm super excited to join PAC. And the reason why, well, because I always tell my kids, if you are not happy in a place, move. So I was not happy where I work, and I see the vision, and I see the values that PAC has, and those resonate with me, and that's why I joined PAC.
That is awesome. And I will say, she is an absolute rock star. Just getting to know her a little bit more, I don't know that we could have partnered with a better broker. Getting to know her story, she was working a full-time job as well as selling 30 homes a year, which was, for those of you that are in the industry know how just much of a hard worker you have to be for that. But now scaling her business to doing over 80 transactions annually with a team, and just really being a service to the community, like just off of just this morning's conversation, it really makes me feel good to know that we're partnering with somebody that's so incredible and hardworking at what she does. So I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
Let's get it. Let's go.